Good morning from Bali. I've been out here for around about the past 10 days now in this beautiful villa. I am staying with a couple of friends, a few guys in the e-com space and one guy in the agency space, and really just wanted to pick up the camera and share some thoughts and some realizations that I've had over the past couple of months. And I just think it'll be really valuable for you guys watching if you already have an Amazon business, maybe you're doing 30, 40, 50, 60K per month. Maybe you're just looking to get into the Amazon space and you haven't started yet. This video will hopefully provide lots of value to you guys. So really what I'm going to be touching on is probably one of the best pieces of advice that I can give any Amazon seller as you scale up, especially from 0 to 100K a month. And it's something that I've done over the past 2 years that has probably single-handedly generated me millions of pounds worth of revenue in my Amazon business. Now, for those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Jack, and I've been selling on Amazon for the past 5 years now. I've scaled my Amazon business to doing multi-millions per year. We'll probably do about 5 million in revenue this year, and we're really looking to scale to 1 million a month. That's our goal. So I've been in the Amazon space for a long time. I've made a lot of mistakes and I've had a lot of realizations. So on a fundamental level, when it comes to building a successful Amazon wholesale business, it comes down to 3 things. So it comes down to your ability to be able to identify good products on Amazon, your ability to contact brands, open up trade accounts with suppliers, and good quality ones, in fact, that have a high barrier to entry that allow you to have a competitive advantage, and also actually being able to negotiate with these suppliers. So really what I say to everybody is if you really nail those 3 skills, you can scale your Amazon business to hundreds of thousands a month, if not probably millions. Like there is guys doing millions and millions of pounds per month in Amazon wholesale. So those are really the 3 key fundamental skills. As one of the biggest lessons I've learned, and one of the biggest pieces of advice I could give, is when you are making inquiries with brands and wholesalers and distributors, I feel like a lot of people play the volume game. So in the early days, in my first 2-3 years of selling on Amazon, I was purely focused on volume of inquiries. I was like, if I make 100 inquiries a week, I am going to get X amount of accounts open, I'm going to generate X amount of revenue, I'm going to do this. And while that's good, to a certain level, you will find that the quality of your inquiries suffer. You will find that the quality of the actual accounts that you are able to get open aren't as good quality, and you will find that the churn rate of your products is high. And what I mean by that is you will get lower quality suppliers because you're rushing your inquiries, you're not spending as much time on them. You're probably not contacting the right type of suppliers, and you're going to be finding lower quality products, right? I had this in the early days where my first 1, 2, 3 years, I was doing this. I was buying off wholesalers, distributors, even brands directly, but I constantly found myself in an uphill battle with products that would be profitable on the face of it. I'd buy the product, I'd sell it for a month, 2 months, 3 months, and I'd suddenly get a lot of competition. I'd get a lot of people coming on my listings, and ultimately the price would drop, the margin would drop. I'd find myself either selling at a really low margin and being in a tough position to replenish, or I'd find myself just losing money on these products. I've lost thousands and thousands of pounds on bad products. And what I realized about 2.5, 3 years into my journey is you're much better off doing less inquiries at a much higher quality, okay? Now, we do millions of pounds per year on Amazon, and I would say we've got 25 to 30 different suppliers, key suppliers that we buy from. So when you break that down on like a revenue per supplier basis, on average, each one of our accounts is doing a minimum of £10,000 revenue per month. And what that tells me and what that shows is that really to grow your Amazon business even quite fast, you don't have to be making hundreds and hundreds of inquiries and trying to get as many accounts as possible. you really actually want to focus on getting good quality accounts. So what you want to focus on is, first of all, goes back to the 3 key skills. First of all, finding listings that you can read between the lines, you can find and spot higher barrier to entries. Like, you don't want to be on these listings where they're easily accessible from everybody. You want to be able to spot good listings and good opportunities on Amazon. And you then want to be contacting brands intentionally. And what I mean by this is, you don't just want to be contacting every brand if it looks mediocre, right? You want to focus on a lower amount of inquiries, but really spend time and do due diligence on those inquiries. And what I mean by this is doing lots of market research, understanding their product, understanding their market, understanding their business. And that is going to help you massively when it comes to actually securing the account. Because what I always say is, if you make an inquiry with a brand and they go, "Hey Jack, thank you for your inquiry. Here's the price list. Here is our product catalog. Please let me know if there's any items of interest." To me, straight away, that is a bit of a red flag, because if it's been that easy for me to be able to obtain the account, how easy is it for other sellers to obtain that same account? And ultimately, what you want is accounts, suppliers, and products that other people aren't able to obtain. You want accounts that are hard. You actually want accounts and suppliers that, when you call them up to ask for a trade account, they do say no, and they do give you objections, and they do give you rejection. And these type of suppliers are a lot harder to obtain and a lot harder to get open. But when you get them open, I promise you, it will change your life. Like, it will change your Amazon business, because these accounts that are harder to obtain, the higher barrier to entry, and when you start really understanding the game of building relationships and understanding how to manage and grow a key account, you will be able to retain these accounts and you will be able to sell these products for years and years. Like, a lot of the products we sell now are products that we've been selling for years. Like, I've still got trade accounts now with brands directly, and I've got amazing relationships where I've been buying off these suppliers for maybe 4.5 years now. And I've built great relationships. I've met them in person. I've done all of the rapport building. They know us, they know the business. And it's just great. Like, you put all the hard work in up front and you get paid dividends for years. So that is the biggest piece of advice I could give to Amazon sellers, is focus on those 3 skills. Focus on learning how to understand and spot a good product opportunity on Amazon, understanding what are the key foundations and components of a good product, a good brand, a good listing, and then being intentional with the inquiry. Don't just pick up the phone, rush it, focusing on volume. Actually be intentional, understand their product, understand their business, be persistent, do things that other people aren't willing to do. Because what you've got to understand is, like, when people get rejected from suppliers, and again, a lot of you watching this might be in the same boat, is like, you don't know how to overcome the objection. You don't know how to overcome the rejection. And if you really learn and understand how to do that, you will dominate the market. You will win. And it is really as simple as that. Being consistent, being persistent, going for the right type of account, and making less inquiries, but making more intentional and better quality inquiries. So hopefully you've taken a lot of value from this video. Implement everything I've said, and I promise you will see gains in your Amazon business. But for now, that is everything for this video. Peace.